push up, touch the shoulder, push up, touch the shoulder, push up, touch the knee, push up, touch the knee, push up, touch the foot, push up, touch the foot, push up, swing, toe touch, push up, swing, toe touch, push up, Mike Tyson.
Push up, crawl up, touch your toes, squat. That's 1 rep. 14 to go.
The chaotic push-up created by chaos. Basically, 1 rep equals 10 push-ups. Ever since I started this channel, almost 1 year ago, I've been looking for new challenges. This one is 15 chaotic push-ups, meaning essentially 150 push-ups. I spent 30 days working on this push-up routine, and I found that it's not about the views, it's not about the challenge, or even the push-ups themselves. It's about something much deeper. The difference between this challenge and the ones I've done previously is I've realized it's not about the time limit. It's not about how much you do in one sitting. It's about doing it over and over again and fitting it into your routines. I mean, just look at this title. The 150 push-up routine that will change your life, results guaranteed. Now, that's a pretty big promise. Now, what I teach and what I've learned, to get results guaranteed, it's not a quick fix. You got to do it over and over and over again. It's not just from one time. I've been doing YouTube for about a year now, and this isn't my first challenge video. The first challenge video I did was a 100 push-up, 50 pull-up in 5 minutes challenge. And that was intriguing to me because those are exercises that are already ingrained into my routine. They're already a part of who I am. I've been doing them for years. So that's what made me interested in it in the first place.
1 more, come on. It's 6. Come on. Let's do it before 6:01. Come on, let's go.
And then this awesome challenge caught my eye. As you can see, these guys are beasts. They're awesome. And obviously, they're very hard workers. They're very disciplined. They're very structured with their workout routines. And I don't know what their lives look like. I don't know. I'm not going to make any assumptions on what they do in their day-to-day. It's very impressive, honestly, that they're so good at doing this and these challenges.
I did it. 15 chaotic push-ups. The equivalent of 150 push-ups. It took longer than I wanted to, but I did it all in one go. That's what my goal was. Let's see how it can improve in time. Oh man, that's a shoulder burner.
But the thing with challenges in general that I've noticed on my time here, not only as a YouTuber, but as a YouTube viewer for over a decade now, is there's more to these challenges than just simply doing them or not doing them, or passing them or failing them. What drives me to a particular challenge is whether it's sustainable for me or not. And that looks different for each and every one of us. We all have different routines, day-to-days, structures to our lives. But when I look at an exercise challenge, at first, I'm just like anybody else. I harp on the impressiveness of the feat of that, what it is, the number, the challenge, the difficulty of it, right? But this goes far beyond just views for me. I don't want to put this up just for the views. I want to put it up to get something out of it. The main idea of the whole video is just that. It's to sustain it long term. I'm going to quote a couple of my clients right now. My client Margie, I'm going to put this on screen. This is what she told me the other day in our meeting. I exercise to keep up with my busy life. I couldn't put it any better. And I'm going to quote my other client, Randy. He says, your program has taught me to improve on what I already do. So it's not a matter of just doing the exercises or just doing the challenges. This is the meaning of the challenges for me, is doing them over and over again, but
gradually making small improvements on them over time. Taking what you can from certain challenges and leaving what you can't take, depending on your anatomy, depending on who you are. Hey everybody, real quick. By the time this video gets published, my app will be officially live on the Apple and Google Play stores for downloads. If you're looking to sustain your fitness for a lifetime, I show my step-by-step process and do personal, customized workout sessions with you guys. So if you're interested in that, click the link below and I'll see you soon. Okay, back to the video. We're all busy to some extent, right? So what incentive do we have to do these challenges? The incentive is to take what you can from it and apply it to what works for you and add those little improvements to your existing routines. That's what challenges mean to me. That's what YouTube challenges mean to me. It's not strictly for the entertainment. There's another layer to that for me. The other layer is actually the act of doing it. Otherwise, it's just showing off. And I don't know if that's what these guys' goal or not, but obviously they're very in shape. They're very disciplined. And if their goal was to show off, they certainly nailed that. But it's more to that. It's more than that for me. Because we all can gain so much from these challenges. No pun intended. Pun intended.
All right, hey guys, I'm going to try this new challenge out that I found the other day. Apparently it's not really new, but a bunch of YouTubers have done it. Life and routines are always changing. I quickly realized that this wasn't sustainable. Not because I had no time, but because I hadn't prioritized what really mattered to me yet. I thought I cared about the number. I thought I cared about the time limit. But it's way more than that.
Okay. 6. Oh, I underestimated that one, didn't I? Well, that's my first attempt. I'm not even going to go on. We'll see. We'll see how that improves in the future. 2 minutes, 39 seconds. It was a good pace, but that fatigue sets in. Whew. I got to train for that one.
At first, I wanted to match the 10-minute time.
Close.
10 minutes and 36 seconds.
But as I kept going, I realized it's not about racing against someone else's clock. It's about doing it for myself, no matter how long it takes. Chaotic push-ups attempt number 2. This is my time from yesterday, 2:39. And I did 6. I did 6 reps. The goal is to do 15 chaotic push-ups. Here we go.
To make something sustainable, you must consider 2 things: purpose-driven fitness and intentional time management.
In Luke Burgess's book, Wanting, I learned to separate my thick desires, otherwise known as what truly matters to us, from my thin desires.
What if these challenges weren't just for views or weren't just for entertainment? What if they could actually teach you something valuable, like how to make fitness sustainable for life? This is where the idea comes in of thin versus thick desires. Thin desires are surface level. They're about impressing others. They're about achieving something or following a certain trend.
It's more than about the money we make. It's about who we become in the process. That one statement has stood out to me and spoken to me so much recently, because for me personally, I've had many jobs, and sometimes that wasn't even by choice. It was because I had to make moves to get anywhere in my life and support my family the way they needed to be supported. So what I've always learned, or actually I've only learned it this year, but what I realized I learned is I've picked up something from every single job I've ever had and became so much more of a person than I ever thought. It's because as a society, we've become desensitized to living a certain way and living a certain way of life because of our mimetic desire to be like others around us. It's the quote, American dream, that really is a made-up fantasy. Everybody's got their own dreams, American or otherwise. We have thin desires and we have thick desires. It's the thin ones that don't really matter, that we think matter. It's the thick desires that are really important, that should matter more to us, that we don't realize at first. That's why they're thick. We have to comb through and get to the core of them and realize what our thick desires really are, that we would really, really want in life. So think about that today. Think about how society sets standards for us that aren't the ideal way for us to live.
Thick desires, on the other hand, are deeply more meaningful. They're about what truly matters to you. They align with your long-term goals, like health and strength. When we focus on thick desires, like improving health and fitness for the long term, we find the time. It's not about having no time, it's about having no priorities.
I heard this quote from, I think it was Tim Ferriss's book, 4-Hour Workweek, talking about how there's no possible way that everybody who works a 9-to-5 or an 8-hour-a-day job needs that much time to get the job done. There's no possible way to set everybody in a blanket and to say overall that everybody needs 8 hours a day to accomplish their specific job. So think about it. What do you want to do? You can do anything you want. You just gotta think outside the box. Truly think about what you're passionate about, what you want to do in life. What are your thick desires today?
What I'm getting at here, and to stay on topic, if your thick desire is to get in better shape and better health and exercise more, there is time throughout your day, wherever you go, and whatever it is you do. We often think we don't have time, but as Tim Ferriss points out in the 4-Hour Workweek, the assumption that everyone needs to work 8 hours to get things done is horribly flawed. There is time. It's all about how we use it. It becomes a habit through repetition, over and over and over again, until you don't have to think about it. It becomes autopilot. Over these past 4 attempts, the more I did it, the more I practiced it, it became more routine. And since I already had regular push-ups as a baseline, it came quicker to me than it might the average person.
The only way to get better at something is if you do it as if nobody is watching. You do something for long enough that it feels like you can do it regardless of what mood you're in or regardless of how you feel when you wake up. It's a matter of doing it for so long that you have nothing to lose or nothing to prove to anybody. But when you do it as if nobody's watching, you get a newfound respect for yourself and your abilities. There's something therapeutic about doing it alone for long enough. And yeah, the climb to the top is lonely, but you'll find oftentimes if you do it enough, you actually prefer it because you're able to just be alone with your thoughts and be alone with just thinking about and reflecting on things in your life. And
You become at peace with it.
Then and only then is when it becomes sustainable, which means it's no longer a chore. It's just part of who you are, just like changing the laundry over, going to the bathroom, breathing. Change is hard, and it could be lonely in the climb to where you want to be. But when you truly embrace the fact that nobody's watching you, that's where the magic happens. It's peaceful, and you learn a lot about yourself. It's not about the challenge or the views. It's about showing up every day, even when no one's watching. That's how habits are built. That's how you become stronger. So ask yourself, what are your thick desires? What truly matters to you? What jobs, routines, or challenges have shaped you to be the person you've become? For me, this was never about doing 150 chaotic push-ups in a row. It was about building something sustainable that supports my health and fitness for life. Do it like nobody's watching. With that said, I still do these chaotic push-ups as much as I can because I've done them so often now that I enjoy them. I just don't have to do 150 in a row.
So instead of treating challenges like this as a one-time stunt, we can reframe them as opportunities. Opportunities to take what works, integrate it into our routines, and build habits that last a lifetime. That's what I've done with the chaotic push-up routine. What are your thick desires when it comes to your health? What truly matters to you? And if time feels like an obstacle, how can you prioritize your goals so they fit your life? The truth is, challenges like this aren't just for entertainment. They could teach us valuable lessons about what we want and how do we want to achieve it. Chaotic push-ups. I've been doing those from time to time. Got it from the channel I linked down in the description. But they're really good, and they're tough. But the more you do tough things that you're not used to, the more, I don't want to say easier, but the more doable it becomes to be on autopilot. And once something is on autopilot, you do it without thinking about it. You do it without thinking twice. Half the time when something's on autopilot, I don't even realize I'm doing it until about halfway through it. Like an example of something that's on autopilot for me would be just automatically changing the laundry over, right? When I go downstairs, and it's just a habit for me to go over to the washer and dryer. But I stack the habit with that. And this is also from the book Atomic Habits. It's habit stacking. So it's when you ask yourself, I will do behavior after a desired action, or after a certain action. So think about what you already do in your day. And this is something I take my clients through, is you go through your regular day, just your normal average routine, from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. And you think about those small gaps in your day. You think about where you could insert these certain new habits that you want to become autopilot. So, for an example, obviously life is not fixed, right? Life always changes. So my routine used to be, when I came to certain stops while making deliveries, I would do a set of 10 push-ups as soon as I got out. Like when I was at FedEx, right? When I used to have a rule, if I had a delivery over 20 packages, right? That's gonna take me longer than other deliveries, or the average delivery. I would, as soon as I stop, I would go in the back, open the bulkhead door, and do 10 to 20 push-ups before I loaded it off. So that used to be a habit of mine, but I had to adapt over time and over my situation and stack habits differently. So like now, my current routine now, like I love doing these videos, right? So oftentimes I have multiple stops throughout my day, right? I deliver food for a school district, all the cafeteria food. And every time I come to a stop, or almost every time I come to a stop, I set a timer for 2 to 3 minutes. I work on my editing, or I work on my posts, or I work on something that's going to get me closer to where I want to be. And of course I make sure I have enough time with plenty of room to get the rest of the stuff I need to get done, which I do. So just think about little ways, little hacks to fit these into your day, because it's not about having no time, it's about having no priorities. Do what's important to you to align to get to where you want to be. Think about it.
I have been on this journey, full steam ahead, all in on YouTube since March of 2023. And it's approaching a year now, and I'm really starting to get my business structure underway. And what's entailed in that is the busy individual and helping the busy individual. I want to help the busy individual and not only just help them get into shape, I want to help them stay in shape, because there's so many statistics out there about how people are obese or unhealthy, and they're able to lose the weight or get healthy one or a few times, and then they lose it. They go reverting right back to their old habits. And that's something I want to change. 42% of people in America alone are obese. 42%, that's almost half. That's a problem. And among those 50%, only 1% are able to maintain the weight loss that they achieve. That's not okay to me. I need to increase that number and make sure that exercise is not only a one-time impressive feat. My goal is to ensure that it's maintainable for all. So this video is going to highlight that. So even to this day, I still incorporate chaotic push-ups into my regular routine. My regular routine for years has been attempting to do 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups every day, and I split it up throughout the day. But now a portion of those push-ups are now chaotic. So I took them with me, and you can too. Right now you might be thinking, how did I even start those push-ups and pull-ups daily throughout the day? This video right here will explain my step-by-step process that'll work for you too. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. For more lifelong health and fitness, sustainable exercise tips, subscribe to MevolvE Fitness. I'll see you soon.